Hello. Hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me today. Hopefully everyone can hear me today. It's I'm still sort of fussing with the audio quality a little bit, so it would help if I could hear everybody. Maybe that's an improvement. It's hard to say. I mean, that might sound incredibly loud. So let me bring that down. I'm just going to keep talking for a moment, and that should sound better. Maybe more like here, or here, or here. We'll see. I'll probably want to come down. We'll have to sort of adjust this as we go. Okay. Good evening, everyone. What's on the list for today? I think that the only major thing I really wanted to do was to get tracks in, but like at this point, we're sort of very close to the end of the jam, and everything else is kind of available, at least like everything apart from that you can't really play it. So I think it's time that we just sit and make tracks for a bit. So let's do three dot add tracks one dot track one, and let's just call it test track, and get rid of those. That's weird. The music is good. Nice to see you there. Crap, I died. Can you let me know if the audio is okay? So you should be able to hear, hopefully, music playing. Yeah. You sure? Let me just up the volume a bit. Yeah. There's a lot of different volume dials in this process, so trying to get them all balanced up right is problematic. You've caught me at an awkward moment because I've just removed the ability to actually play any races, but I've got 2 more tracks of audio to play with, thanks to my collaborator. So let me just try and fix that, and we'll see what we manage to get going. Hopefully you could still hear my voice over the music. Oh, good. Glad to hear it. It's really difficult to tell because I obviously can't hear myself talking or anything, so I appreciate it. So for some reason it doesn't like this one. Did I just have the, yeah, I did, okay. Maybe that's better? There we go, okay. Just had the format wrong. So if I go in, I've also been working on the game menu over the last couple days to get this much closer to what I envisaged in my head. I'm sort of leaving it where it is because I've got more important things to get on with, but yeah. So this is an empty track. Good job, me. But the music is cool. This isn't the final version of this track though. There is actually an updated version I need to pull down at some point, but for the moment it's fine. I haven't got final copies of anything, so. Well, thank you. This is the other one. I actually really like this song already. I don't think that anything else needs to be done to this one. yeah. I suppose you don't really look at music. Oh, some people do. Synesthesia is a thing, so yeah, small snippets. You have to play the full game to hear the full track. Okay. So my goal today, I think, is to make at least one full-size track, just to get an idea of what kind of work is involved. So let's go in here. I can actually make the screen bigger. And let's say it's a test track. So I imagine it to be pretty good width. Don't have like a... Yeah, this is probably not going to be a programming heavy stream. I just want to focus on getting some content in so that I can at least release the game and someone can actually play a full race with it. So I'm not sure how interesting exactly that's going to be, but we'll see. I'll start pretty simply. Like that. I'm sort of imagining this to be like just a standard ring or loop, maybe. So I'm actually going to put the finish line over here, probably like that. Ideally, I'd have another tile type here to sort of be like the you can't go this way type thing, but this will do. Oh, that's a good point though, I can't actually have a straight line here. Maybe I need a different sort of finish line at some point, but for the moment it's fine. It's going to be problematic. I wasn't really... That's actually really thrown me straight away. That's really bad. I guess it's partially it's a game design issue because certain tiles would just be closer to the finish. So really you'd have to design the track so that it couldn't be like a seamless loop, but it would just finish on a diagonal. Because this works just fine, pretty much. Make that a road tile. So basically all of this stuff here is just set dressing. It's probably really boring to have a track of this sort of size and shape. I think the problem really is that I don't know yet what a length, like how big a track has to be interesting, I guess. Like what is the minimum that someone could say, I'm happy to just drive around a track on my own, trying to do as fast as I can before it just stops being interesting, I suppose. I mean, this track is really meant to be very simple. It's just to get an idea of how you actually steer. Does that look wrong to you? Kind of, it looks weird from a graphics point of view. It's because it is weird, isn't it? It's, you're doing a straight line like this, but it's not a like a right angle road, so it'd help if I'd actually put this on the right line as well. This needs to be on this turn. There we go, that's a bit better. So yeah, this is probably not gonna start super interesting. I just want to chill out a bit. We've got good music, so we can relax and hang out. Maybe talk about whatever. I don't know. I wasn't sure if this would be a particularly interesting part of the process, but you never know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, that's awkward. I need to. Starting from this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's the next one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. 2. Those two should be roughly in line. It looks about right. Could do one extra. I need like a straight object. I don't have one. Maybe my phone will do. Humans are particularly bad at judging straight lines. I think that's okay. We'll find out in a moment if it all joins up, I suppose. Ooh, crap. The editor is still a little buggy. Let me save that. It's probably easier. That's interesting. I have messed around with the size of the screen a bit since I last did that, so yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that was too many, wasn't it? So I just counted to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this should just be a straight line. Oh, that's a good feeling. Oh, okay. Okay, so now I can basically trace the outside. I am going to wish that I had implemented a flood fill or something, but no. There's no safe way to do that, I think, in this space. I don't really know how you would do a flood fill in an infinite map, you know? My hope with this music was that it would sound sort of homely and relaxing while you're working on other stuff. Sort of a fantasy that I built up in my head is that this is what the main character would listen to while working on their vehicle. So I wanted it to be pretty chill and meditative. And I think we got that, so it works. See, the problem, I suppose, and my worry is that without the other opponents, that a track like this could look really boring on your own, because it'd just be kind of repetitive. Since there's no obstacles or anything to worry about. Okay, that's at least the whole way around. Yeah, I don't have a flood fill, so this is going to take a little while to get right. I was watching a thing about Bob Ross today, so I'm kind of imagining that I'm just oil painting. Not painting any trees today, I don't think. Could do. Yeah, in the worst case, if nothing else, people can just hang out and listen to the music. I think I'm particularly proud of the fact that it loops perfectly, which is a testament partially to the sound engine in Dome. I put a lot of work into making it pretty good. And one of those features that I had to implement was a looping mechanism. So long as your audio matches up correctly at both ends, it's a seamless loop. Because this track is like 1.5 minutes long, normally. But you can't really tell that there's a gap at all listening to it. I'm sure that most game engines are fine with doing that, but because I had to implement it on my own, I'm pretty proud of it. It's probably one of the... well, it's the second largest part of how Dome actually works, I think, is the audio engine. You can tell because it complains when I compile it. It says this file is too big. So should probably split it up. I kind of wish I'd done road markings or something. I think that's the whole track. Why does that take so long? Yeah, it can do a lot if you want it to do a lot, but you don't really have to. It's meant to be quite fire and forget in the basic form. The stuff that's powering the extra, the music for the game is not directly included, but writing it was so easy that I did it in one sitting on stream. So, yeah, I think that it's a simple enough engine that you can really get a lot done with it, and it supports volume control, and you can do positioning of pans and stuff. So it's got just enough, I think, that you can build whatever you need on top of it. Like I built a rhythm game with it for a previous jam, and that was a good test of its function. I wouldn't say it kept perfect time, but no engine is perfect, so, or very few engines are perfect, I guess. Okay, so I just realized that the editor actually I crashed. The editor has a different aspect ratio to the game view, which is pretty cool. This is actually quite good. I crashed one time there, it took me 30 moves. So let's try again, see if we can do that. That's a weird bug. Something weird happened now. Because I definitely clicked the try again button here. And it did something odd, because it actually pushed me back. Let's see if we can get that to happen again. Okay, so yeah, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. You see? Because I hit try again, it definitely shouldn't be pushing you back to the main screen. Okay. So, what are you doing? I hope so. It's the sort of thing that I'd want people to be able to try and refine the steps and the positioning for. It's meant to be fairly tactical. I think it might be a little better with a track that's got more obstacles, either extra walls in the track, or I had ideas for things like a ramp that you have to be going a certain speed to cross over and stuff. But I haven't got around to implementing most of those things, so we'll see. Is it doing that on all the tracks or just that one? Oh, hold on. So what else? Beyond Ren, I obviously work in C to make Dome. My day job is JavaScript or TypeScript, HTML, CSS, and I work in Java Kotlin to do backend server stuff. I've dabbled in a lot of other things though, a lot of well, all sorts of stuff. A lot of Lua because I did Peak 08 related things. A lot of Lua. I've done Python. I worked in Haskell during my degree, which was a mistake, and I don't recommend anyone does that. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to get the audio balance right. Let's bring that one down a bit. Okay, hopefully that'll be better once it comes back. Sorry, I'm trying to debug an issue at the same time. Okay. Did you hear my list, or was it too loud? If I'm talking now, you should be able to hear me okay, even over the music, I hope. That looks better. I thought the buttons were a little off. Hopefully that is better. Try again. That's good. Hey, the thing is, the best way to learn programming is to be interested in the thing you are doing to learn. That's why I often say to people that learning to make games is good, because a lot of people like games and it gives you something to focus on. If that particular language interests you, that is a great way to start. Because you need to be motivated to learn this stuff, because it can be quite daunting. Alright, let's try the test track again. I don't really know anything much about Elixir, unfortunately, so I can't offer any real advice. But it's meant to be pretty good, so... Nah, it crashed. What I like is that it does feel a lot like you are drifting around a racetrack. And that I'm crashing a lot, so that doesn't really help, does it? So 29 is the smallest I've managed to do on this track. That's pretty good. So now we should try again. Okay, I think it was a button overlapping issue. That was weird. There's definitely some sort of misalignment with my mouse. You see that? My mouse is on one key, but it's not doing it until it's on the other. Is that just a viewport issue if I do that? Okay, that's a viewport bug. Right. Let me think. So the window is resizing manually. The thing is that could mess up somebody during gameplay, so I really don't want to have to ship with that. Right, I'm going to... I think that this brings back my standard background music. Yeah. So you should be able to hear just standard background music while I'm doing this bit. I need to go and modify Dome for a moment. Canvas resize. Does that during the game. But why does it not do it when the window resizes as well? Modules dome.c. It does, doesn't it? So it somehow gets out of sync. So there's the canvas and the window in Dome, and when you resize just the window, the canvas stays the same resolution, the same pixel size, it just changes in density. So when you click, it has to calculate where you're aiming to click based on the ratio of both. But for some reason, it's missing somewhere in that process. Here, I resized the window after the canvas to to be smaller than it was. And for whatever reason, that causes the mouse click to be off. Okay, so we need to get the window size. What does an SDL viewport actually give you to work with? I guess it's just a rectangle, so I'm using the X and Y because of the letterboxing that happens. It actually works based on that. Maybe I don't need the window X, I need the viewport X. The viewport dot width. Thank you. We'll see. This isn't something I was prepared to fix today, so... have a good evening. It's also annoying because I've already built the second release candidate for Dome 130, so I have to redo all of that if this is an actual engine bug. Pretty sure it is, though it looked like it. It's the sort of thing that's hard to really get wrong. Okay. So you should better hear the music from the game again. If all things are working correctly. Yeah, it didn't work at all, did it? It just broke it. That's interesting. I'll be honest, I've not really used the viewport much, so... That's not the bug. Good to know. Just need to rearrange my leg. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So is this off here? That looks all right. So maybe... Maybe it's an issue on the second playthrough a level. So if I try again now, do I get the same problem? Yeah, I do. You see that? Okay. So why does it break the second time round, but not the first time round? What changes? because you'd expect it to be the same each time. Since I can't actually click where I want to click at the moment, that's look a bit odd. Gotta have a worse score, I suppose. So does it get drastically worse this time around? No, it stays about the same. Okay. So to test that hypothesis, is it the window change repeating that's the problem, or the canvas, or both? That's changing the canvas twice, that looks like no problem. So it's changing the window twice, that's the problem here. So what happens when you resize the window? Modules, let's see. Spotted an issue. Oh no, it doesn't actually get the viewport there, does it? But canvas resize. Well, they don't seem to do anything different. So the only other place that this actually comes into a problem, I think, would be if you are in the main. Printf, I need to do a bit of diagnostics. Window resize event. That. And window resize command. Very odd. It's weird that it has some sort of accumulation problem when you repeatedly do that. Or at least when you do it twice. Maybe if you do it lots, it actually gets worse. Okay, so it doesn't actually trigger the event there at all, which is good. That's what I want, but In which case, I need to go over here. Actually. Because the window size doesn't change at all. Does the viewport somehow change? So let's find out. Rect. And it's viewport dot width dot height dot y. %f. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, there is a little bit of rounding error. Between the two times. That's interesting. Is that coming from the Ren code specifically? Since window size can only be fixed percentages, maybe I just need to round that stuff down. I bet it's just a fractional bug. Because it'll be like the window is actually being set to point something of a percent, but it gets shaved off and then it gets accumulated, and half of these bugs are rounding bugs. No, it's still there, isn't it? Interesting. Maybe the canvas height is the problem. Although it shouldn't be. Oh, let me check the print %f, because that should really be an integer. Because it could just be reading it wrong. Yeah, because that's what I would sort of expect it to be, but it's still off. So what else changes between the two runs of it? At least those two look the same. It's probably something going on over here with the engine. Mouse. Why do we get the larger of the two when it should probably, well, I'm sure that there's a good reason for this, but let's just float it. Because that's weird that it's using the height and the width maximums for things. That's really strange. It's all leftover junk. I fiddled around with this section of code a few times for various things, so it's possible that I just introduced a bug. And I'm doing something. Right. General mouse behavior is a little off, but not terrible. It's off by the pixel. Okay, so let me, because I thought it was weird. That these ones weren't the -1s that I was expecting them to be. Nope, not that one, not that one, not that one. That one. Got to run the correct version of Dome. Yeah, that's a bit more precise. That side is still weirdly overlappy, but it could be that it's just a bit longer and it's being obscured, so it's fine. Let me go just make that very clear. Main bezel code. This should actually be -1. This can be -7. And then over here we see the right thing again, hopefully. Yeah, I was just overlapping that. Okay, that's fine. I imagine there's a little bit of a height shenanigans going on there, but it's okay. If I do that, it's okay, so then you lose all the height stuff. What? That's bizarre. Because it thinks that the mouse is going to be further down than it is. What? It's the position on in the window. And you say that the height I'd be surprised if that was actually a bracketing issue, but better safe than sorry. I suppose you could just as easily do that. There probably is a reason I've put the Fmax in there, but it's been a long time. Okay, all of that's behind the right place. That's not. Because you basically, what you're doing is you're taking the ratio between the distance of the window versus the distance of the canvas, or the position on the canvas. Because of squashing and stretching and other effects. Oh, but it's only changing the one that actually affects the scale. Okay, that's fine. Fmax. Because you basically need the larger of the two ratios, because that's the thing that is actually your deciding range. But I probably shouldn't do that. Nope. Because that is just really weird. Now that'll just boot the thing up. There we go. That's in the right place. Zoom it up, that's in the right place. Boot the test track. But that's all off. And then it fixes it if you actually shift the window. Could it be just a delay between the window being set and the viewport changing? Or maybe window size. Sorry, I'm sort of in the tank a bit. Just thinking my way through stuff, trying to understand. Because maybe I need to just fire a event manually. Oh, okay. So if we go to main, we do resized. Or window event size changed. Then we do that. That doesn't need to be there because it's handled over here. Hopefully it'll just calculate it correctly the first time round when it changes. Of course, I could be completely wrong and it might be unrelated entirely. That all seems fine. Stretches and stuff, that's okay. Yeah, that's all off. What? I do not understand. Not a rounding issue. Setting the window size on its own doesn't do anything. Maybe this should just be standard. Oh no, those have to be floats because of other things, but they don't have to return floats, so let me think. How strange. Viewport dot. I'm not sure if you'll get a difference between the two, but nope. Yeah, it's really weird because as far as I can tell, like there's nothing wrong. So I'm sort of grasping at straws a little bit, which is not my favorite way to debug things. Because what that says is that the window viewport is 480 by 480, and it's 10 across, which makes sense. That's reasonable. If we do that, then we reduce the size of the screen a bit. Just seems to be mistaken. I come in here again, and it's back to being odd. Could it be the window resizing is okay, let me try something else. What if we do view scale as 1? Smaller display for the game view. Ah, okay. I think I know what the problem is. Because it didn't do it here, you see. So, what it does... Right. Okay. Do you notice... Okay, so... Source and module... dome.c window... But where's that getting stored? So what happens, as far as I can tell, is that you say to the screen, make it this size, and it makes it big, but there's a cap to how big it can get because of the desktop being a certain size. So it caps it at that size, but that doesn't seem to actually get reset. So correct order size after, I don't know, there's like, so what if I just do something, right, let's confirm the issue first and then we'll try to rectify it. Let's not start from a faulty assumption. So percent I width height versus percent I. New width and new height. So then I'd expect to get new width, new height, like that. We'll make it I should probably remove that. Just to avoid the logging noise. I guess what you'd have to do is force it to reset that number somehow. Okay, so here it's correct. There it's correct because it's a small number. But if we then scale to 2, I would expect this to be different when I start up a new track. Ah, there you go. There you go. That is the problem right there. Okay. I mean, that's obviously not happening in the right order necessarily. Okay. So maybe we do new height and new width. Like that. No, that doesn't fix it, does it? That's so strange. Oh, did I not? I did. Okay. Set window. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way of getting it to just resize to the size the window is actually at. Because you're basically waiting for the user to resize it again, maybe. So what if the size changed? I guess we might just need to store a separate window size. Event, please. Okay. This has probably been a rubbish stream, but sometimes you stumble on an engine bug while you're doing other things, so. Because if you only know what the correct number size is right before it, or right after it's changed on the next frame, then you have all kinds of potential bugs. No, it's using the same numbers. Ah. What? Does that give me more sensible values, perhaps? Oh. Otherwise, that's like just a terrible SDL bug that I have no way of fixing, and that's really terrible. What does it give me then? Yeah, don't we all? Nope, same problem. Oh wait. No. See, that's got a different value here. Okay, so then I can do... Yeah, the music is really good, Adrian. I am very happy with the... I didn't make the music, but I've forgotten his name already. I've been working with Nick, who has been doing fantastic music all throughout for this game, so very excited. I have a lot of tabs, I know. It's a problem. It's even worse because I'm actually working across several browsers as well, so I need to know where everything is. Ah, dear. Okay. Come on, come on. Game. Right. Well, I'm a developer, what do you expect? Yes! There we go! Oh my god. That is so dumb. But there we are. That's now working correctly. Let me just sort that out. I mean, that was cool music again, but let me just tie that off real quick, and then we can come back and finish up. So, window may not have resized to the specified value because of desktop restraints. If SDL doesn't check this, we can fetch the final display size from the renderer output. Because this is something I will otherwise totally forget and delete this at some point, and it will suck. Git diff, what did I change? All the mouse stuff there is fine. That's good. That's good. Don't add that. Split that down so I can add that one, but not that one. Yeah, Chrome is hungry, and I'm running 3 copies of it. Well, three windows of Chrome, strictly speaking. I keep a version open for my work, and then I have my personal browser with 2 windows open. This machine, I think, is 32 gig as well. And I'll be honest, it was fine until I installed the newest operating system for it, and then it just crawls now. Like I spent 10 minutes this morning on a sleep screen. It was miserable. Let's source git commit. Fixed a bug in window resizing on Mac. That was probably a very long distraction. Let me fix that up properly. Oh, let me correct these real quick. No, I actually need to do that anyway, so Yeah, let me just sort this out and then I can get back to making a game. Okay, get started. Fixing. Prevent warnings. Yeah, I probably could. There's actually very little that's really broken with the game, which is really good. I'm actually quite happy with the general robustness of the game. So it's just the engine that I'm fixing. This is my personal, well, the engine that I use for all of my personal projects that I share with everybody. So if something's broken, I have to fix it because other people could be trying to use it. But now that it's fixed, I can go back to working on working on the game itself. So I was just cleaning up and getting it ready for release stuff. So this is the main menu. And I was putting this track together today. So the game release is Wednesday. That's at least the final jam end deadline. But it's casual, so I can keep working on it after that. Damn, I crashed anyway. It does actually get really hard to steer if you're not sure what you're doing. Like, I don't know if I can do that and then recover. Oh, I did. And then maintaining a constant speed apart from here across the finish line. How was that? Oh yeah, I'll happily send you some screenshots, or you can take them yourself. I mean, there's obviously anything else that you need I can try and send you, because without you this project wouldn't have been possible. So trying again. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I've written up the page for this to be published on itch already, and I'm crediting you on that, so still. I put a lot of value in inspiration for things, because I'm good at executing, but you need to start from something. I crashed. I suppose the question is really, when does it become more viable to just crash into the walls and reset versus trying to actually take the corner properly? So let's try that. So I'm just going to go real fast, or as fast as I can go. Apparently not very well at all. Because I'm already slower than previous records, so clearly this didn't work well. Which I suppose is a good thing, that's what you want out of a racing game, you actually need to steer. Look at that, that was 3 crashes at 32 moves, and my best so far has been 29 with no crashes, so it's close, but... Yeah, it really caught me by surprise how well this sort of style of game works. I wish I had more time. I really wish I had, I mean, I can keep working on this once the jam's over, to keep working on it, but it always feels weird outside of a jam. But it really is interesting because there's nothing quite like it that I've seen around, you know? And the music is amazing. Nick has been killing it with the sound and the graphics. The sprites for the vehicle and some of the future stuff that I'm hoping to put in have been all Nick. I did the road tiles and I'm doing the UI stuff, but I just didn't really have the time and energy to do much graphical work this time around. So it's not my usual graphical style. So that's that track. And actually, let me show this off. So let me just fix the profile. The idea was that you'd basically be receiving like texts from somebody texting you the location of a race. So you come in, you do your race, and you so you say, I'm doing my one race because I need to get a car and whatever, and there'd be like some story messages in there or something. And then once you finish a race for the first time, you can go back to the main menu and you get to go to the next track, whatever that track is. And then the story could progress. You'd have more messages about whatever the hell the story for the game was going to be. This track is really short at the moment, but yeah. Because I figured, you know, with it being, it's supposed to be what, illegal street races, right? So I figured, how are you going to communicate that street races are happening? The best way to do that would be to text people on the night, like, look, the race is happening here, come with your vehicle. So I thought that would be what the menu would be. And I think it's come out pretty well. And then you get the third track, which I've not done yet. I need to redo that middle track, of course, but I was just seeing what that ring track would look like as a test track to get an idea of how the vehicle steers. I think that's like the sort of size that the tracks should be. Anything more than that is probably too long for playing on my own. If I had an opponent, maybe it would be bigger. That'd be kind of cool, but I haven't had time yet. Yeah, I do want to put a title screen in. Actually, what time we got? I could maybe squeeze that in now, real quick. How we feel. So, real quick. Title screen. Let's see. See if we can get this in the very short time that I have. I like a little challenge, you know? So for my day job, I am a software engineer doing like web apps for a company. So I do a lot of interactive web back-end, front-end stuff, like really corporate portals and things. It's not the best work in the world, but it is reliable, which is the thing that I wanted. So, and then yeah, oh yeah, it pays it pays well enough. It definitely pays well enough. I'm comfortable. Yeah, that's the thing. I needed a job that paid well and was stable, and this is doing both. So can't complain at all. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to go grab that. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad time to be in uni right now, although It's also not the best time to be in uni right now, all things considered. I mean, I wouldn't want to be looking for a job in this climate, for sure. But on the other hand, at least you're sort of looking at the kind of job that you can do remotely. So it's not the worst thing. There's a lot of people who have had to leave more physically present professions because they're not being used right now. Or they shouldn't be used, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that I'm really thankful for, is that I can sit at home and do my job remotely. And the whole company is pretty much working remotely. And other people are not so lucky. So I'm thankful. It's heavy stuff. Very heavy. Not done that for a while. Yeah, these are weird times that we live in, all things considered. And that is really rough. So I've got two different covers that I've been sort of looking at here, because I could just put this one up, or I can use the version that we've put together for the itch page, which is this, which is different. I thought it'd be cool to have the vehicle that we're actually driving on the screen. So maybe we'll go for this one. It's slightly higher resolution as well, so. Well, it's because of the way that it's been rendered. It's not my style, for sure. The idea being that you've got the hover vehicle here, and it's just speeding past. Oh, cool. Fair enough. But the thing, what Nick did was that he actually 3D modeled the vehicle and then has been rendering it in the different positions for me, because that's not something I can do at all, and it saves time, I guess. So it's really odd to me working in this way, because it's totally outside of how I would normally have done this. ALLNIGHTER cover. So the X position is actually going to be canvas.width minus type image.width divided by 2. And I want the same thing for the height. Is it really, do they start well, sorry, that's a lot of questions I want to ask all at once. When do they start the submission process, or are you just thinking about it at the moment? I would have thought it would be quite early for that. Yeah, fair enough. 6 months is a lot of submission time, I suppose. But I mean, do they announce it early enough to give you time to draw it before you submit? I have no idea how it works. I just, like, do they open it and say, we're going to start opening submissions at this time, and then you have X amount of time to work on it? Okay. A few months before. That's good. Got a bracket here. That didn't work though, so what's up? Canvas.width minus that width. Canvas.height minus that height. Did it just not like the... That's odd. Oh, I know what the problem is. Do you know what the problem is? It doesn't have the alpha on it. There we go. But it works now. Okay. Turns out that's not big enough, that size. So, resize that. How big is this image? Uh, 630 by 500. That makes sense. Actually, I should have known that. 630 by 500. Okay, so that's there, and then we just need to throw in a bit of text for the canvas, which is just canvas.print, and press space to begin. And we'll put it at canvas.width minus 8 by 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21. Divided by 2, and then it'll be canvas.height minus 24. That kind of color. I just got a pink. Can I go with pink today? The text is so small. Oh dear. The image is quite big compared to the text. Interesting. Interesting. No, it's all right. I'm happy with the logo being sort of pixely because the engine canvas is really small, or can be quite small because I tend to work at weird sizes for convenience and stuff. So I'm not worried about that. It's the font text for the message here. This thing. Although granted, it doesn't look as nice here as it could, does it? I don't know. I mean, the image is only so big. And if it was scaled better, that might be better, I guess. I looked at it and I tried to sort of parse out some of the foreground noise that you had in there, just to sort of complete the logo pick completeness, but I might have interpreted it wrong as well. I think it's fine. I'm not going to put too much extra work into that right now. If you have something you want to put there instead, I'd be up for it. But it's more that this down here is so small in comparison that it's just funny. Let me grab the jukebox as well. Jukebox. Because really that should play at the same time. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. But that's a title screen. People will have to download it, but it'll work for Mac, Windows, and Linux, so it's not terrible. I haven't quite got my engine to the point where I can make games for the web as well. It's on my to-do list for the future. Things are so much more shareable when they're on the web, so... Thanks. I thought I'd make it look like an actual phone and behave like an actual phone, so you press the home button, it takes you back. You can go back or exit completely. There is a track editor, so you can go in and make more tracks if you really want to. I mean, more because I needed a tool to actually make tracks myself. Because hexagons are a real pain, and there are not many tools for working with them. So this is the track editor, which I can disable, at least for retail in gigantic quotes, like your public release. But you could easily re-enable it or leave it in. And then you can say, I'm going to start on this tile. That needs to be filled. Here's the finish line. Done, that's a track. Yeah, I thought that would be quite cool as well. There's some dumb stuff in here at the moment about how it picks the order of tracks. It basically uses the name. And you have to hand edit to put the name of the track in as well, because I haven't got a text editor thing in here for the name. But it's something. For some reason, saving doesn't behave properly there. But if you load it up again, you should have 4 tracks. Oh no, it's because I haven't unlocked the 4th track yet, so you can't. But you can come in here and you can edit a track as well. So this is my Turnpike test. I thought this would be like a cool sort of track under construction that they're illegally racing on type thing. It's a bit buggy though. This is the problem. None of these tools are perfect because they're meant to just be used for me to fix stuff and tweak things, but it would be cool if people made stuff. And add more over time, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'd be up for it. Like, a lot of work went into this by accident, you know? So... yeah. Tracks and title screen. Cool. That was an unexpected stream, but I think it was good in the end. Bit panicky in the middle, but I feel positive. Like, the game, apart from needing to make another 2 or 3 tracks properly, feels done. At least done enough that you could call it done. And say, this is the first version, it's a beta, try out your car and drive around. And stuff, and it actually kind of feels right. So I'm happy to publish it at this point. There are some things where it's like you've worked on it for so much time and you know that it's pretty fragile in certain areas, so you sort of sweep that under the rug. But yeah. I just need to add loot boxes to make millions. I don't think I'm making millions off of this. I never really went into game development to make money, so no, it's fine. I'm alright. Just having someone see my game and be like, hey, that looks cool, let's play it for a little bit. That's satisfying. And it's a learning experience for me as well. Every game that I make does 2 things. It improves my ability as a game developer, and it improves my knowledge of it tests out my engine every time that I make a new game, because I always do something slightly different each time, and both of those things are pretty important to me, because I want someone to play the game because the game is cool, but I also want people to use my engine because I think my engine is cool, so I got to show off both. And it's a good test because it's really hard to test stuff without it being in a real use, so it's a double thing for me. I love making games, but I'm a tinkerer, and I end up under the hood doing stuff instead by accident. So I flip-flop. I work on the engine for a good portion of the year, and then I do a game jam and I make something, and then I go back to working on the engine. And I do another game jam and I push the envelope a little bit further in a direction. So like the previous jam that I did, which actually I think it was specifically for my engine, the game was a rhythm game so that I could test out the audio systems, because there's no greater test of an audio thing than needing rhythm. So yeah, this time around I'm just testing it in general, and actually no, that's not true. There is something I am testing here, which is I made changes to how input is handled, the way you read the keyboard and the mouse and game controllers and stuff, and I'm testing a bit of that here. I did. Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. I'm tired though. Sorry, just need to do something real quick. Yeah. It's been a long day for me. I've been awake now for 18 hours. I wake up at 6 every day. So, yeah. Well, almost every day. I wake up at 6. I work 9 to 5. I started streaming at 7:30. So, yeah. It's because, I mean, it sounds crazy. It really does sound crazy when you put it like that. But it's just because with the lockdown and everything, if you're not careful, you lose all sense of time. All the days blend together and everything. So I tried to stick to a pretty rigid routine just so that I had something to hold on to. Yeah, I can imagine uni doing that as well. Have you had any problems at uni with lockdown stuff or any outbreaks and things? That's good. I was reading in the news. There's okay, yeah, because there's other places that have just got all the students locked up in their dorms or halls and stuff, which is just makes me so angry. Just ugh. Yeah, I'm annoyed about a lot of things with the way that the pandemic's been handled, but there's nothing we can do about it. So there we are. Anyway, um, last check, and then we're going to be done for the day, I think. It took me a while. I'll be honest. It took me a while to really put together what the logo, how the logo was constructed to say the name of it. But putting it, like, working on it today, I really do see how it comes together now. It's nice. It's real clever. And then you come in here. You get use that stuff. So it'd be nice. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't have a way of going back to see it, but yeah, it is really clever. Um, I couldn't tell if the sort of, because obviously this is the T and this is the E, but it is sort of pulling double duty as well, isn't it? With the both of them together. And then you're sort of hinting at the R there. Yeah, that's true. That was the thing. I was trying to reverse the letters out of the glitches when I was doing this, while I was tracing it. Because it sort of dawned on me while I was tracing it. Oh, wait a minute. It's not broken up as such. It's got letters with stuff in front of it and things. So I thought it'd be cool to sort of try and get it back together. I've taken kind of your logo, but the coloring theme is from the other card that I got the game design idea from. So it sort of is a mishmash of the both in subtle ways. I need to put a credit screen in as well. I think about it. Let's have a look real quick what you sent me here. Oh, cool. Oh, is this like the process of putting it all together? Nice. Sorry, I was looking at it from my phone, so I couldn't see the chat while I was looking at the image. Okay. I think it came out a lot better the way that it has. Like it reads. It does read. It just doesn't necessarily click immediately, which is a thing. Hello, werewolf. Welcome to the stream. It's fine. I'm not sure if this stream was the best, but you might find it interesting. I had a big engine hiccup in the middle that I had to fix. So It'll be worth watching the recording. I was about to finish up sort of anyway, but sort of just having a bit of a conversational chime. I got the music working though. For context, Werewolf, Adrian is the person who designed the cart that my game is based on. So, yeah. I'm just chilling out to the music a bit. Although I have sort of, yeah, like the cartridge. Brain is totally off today. The game I'm making is based on 2 cartridges, but a lot of the setting stuff and the conceptual stuff has been coming from Adrian's cart. It's had a amount of the influence from that. I'm fond of this music though. I'm going to do one quick last little playthrough, and then I think I'm going to call it a night, just because I'm getting really tired. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Oh, yes, that was good. Slow it down. I'm gonna crash now. I crashed. I need a better bit of UI for that because it's not obvious. Yeah. Only one crash. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. Could have been worse. I feel pretty good with that. We could try again. We could go back. So yeah, that is the game. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. That's all I have. I just need to make a couple more tracks. These aren't real tracks yet, which I think I can do Wednesday. Maybe a bit tomorrow, off camera as well. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming by for the stream, even if you were only here for a short period. I'm grateful to everybody who came by. It cheers me on having people to talk to. Yeah, it was good to talk to you too, Adrian. I'm glad that you're happy with what I've done with your stuff. So yeah, have a wonderful evening, and play the game when it comes out on Wednesday. Anyway, yeah, have a good one.